Da, 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 da,
I
da,
can see
da.
that.
Da, 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 da. Hello, hello.
Are you selling ice cream or something like that? I'm very confused.
No, but I want an ice cream. Can you stop?
know you
I
want
just
an
had
ice cream.
chocolate. My cat is playing around, so probably you're gonna hear her doing stuff. Yeah.
Beyonce.
My lovely cat. Anyway, we have been very busy, but there's much to talk about.
It's been a fun racing week last weekend.
It was.
The Japanese GP was very promising, but at the same time, a huge disaster.
I love that I woke up, red flag, everybody was still sleeping, so I'm like, I have no one to talk to. Then everybody wakes up, I have to leave the house, and the race restarts. So again, I couldn't watch anything. I reached the restaurant and something was going on with Verstappen, but no one knew exactly what was going on with him. And that was it. That's
and then the only thing we know is that Verstappen is world champion, and no one really knows how he's world champion. Because everybody was really confused about him being world champion because Leclerc had to obviously cut the last chicane.
I still don't know
getting a penalty.
Why was there confusion? Because again, I couldn't listen to anything. I just saw movement on the TV. And then, Verstappen, I don't care. So if he's world champion, the least I know about it, the better. Although it's well-deserved, but I really don't care.
Come on. It is well-deserved.
Yeah, it is well-deserved. I mean, he was absolutely fantastic this year, but I am much more interested in the budget cap than in his world champion right now.
The unknown results of the budget cap, because Red Bull was extremely hungry.
No, we do know the results. We don't know the punishment.
Know the penalties.
Yes. Yeah. I love that Toto just said, if it's just a fine, then I'm going to break the budget cap as well. I'm going to spend more.
Exactly.
And it's true. It's like they have so much money. Like, he can improve the car and he'll pay the penalty and that's it.
Good. Everyone's happy. Like, there's no big consequence. It's just money that we're talking about. Mercedes doesn't really care about that, do they?
Exactly. So I think they should be very strict. I mean, there is a budget cap for a reason, and it seems a bit silly that
set an example.
Punishment for breaking budget cap is to spend even more money. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. So just see how little we talked about the fact that Verstappen is now world champion, but this is how much we care about him. He won, that's fine, moving on. Anyway,
not a surprise. It was gonna happen.
It was gonna happen
sooner or later.
Yeah.
Didn't happen in Singapore. It wasn't going to happen in Japan. It was going to happen in Austin. So
I heard the conspiracy theory. I don't know if you remember in Quali, when he was finishing the lap, he was called onto the box because he didn't have enough fuel.
Yep.
Now, this is a very odd mistake that happened with Red Bull. Could clearly happen with Ferrari. Clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
We have no fuel. We have no fuel. Box Charles. No.
Box.
So, because it was the Japanese Grand Prix and it's Honda home race, it was the significance of him winning in Japan like Vettel did and whatever. The conspiracy theory was Christian Horner did this on purpose so he could delay his win till the Japanese Grand Prix. And I spend hours on Twitter, so I always find these little things.
The thing is, that doesn't actually make any sense at all, because Max only got the world championship because Charles Leclerc literally made a mistake on the last second possible where you could have made a mistake. So you had Charles Leclerc and then you had Sergio Perez, and they were literally one behind the other. On the last chicane, they literally skidded, basically. And then Charles was kind of forced to cut the chicane, and then Perez obviously started complaining.
As always, he's a bit like
a bit faffy. Yeah, he's a bit faffy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or whatever.
Not worse than Russell.
The thing is, even with Charles cutting the chicane, I don't really see how Perez would have. Me, the Charles is kind of deserving of the second place, but so if Charles did get the second place, Verstappen wouldn't have been world champion in the Japanese GP.
No, so but the thing is, like, okay, we're in Singapore. He has so many chances. Let's delay it until, see if it happens in Japan, because it would be nice. This is only a theory, of course. I don't think that's true, though. Like, why would you do that? I don't think
that's true at all.
But because it created even a more thing around it. And, like, sponsors and all. It's a big money, so...
The thing is, like, even with him finishing the lap on the Singapore quali, you wouldn't really know if he got pole, because he wasn't doing that well.
No, you don't know if he got pole, you don't know if he would win the race even if he got
pole.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't really, it's too... it's too shady.
Plus, it was kind of a wet race in Singapore as well, if you remember. So... Yes. Anything could have happened, but yeah, it's a theory, as there are many theories out there.
Especially when you're starting back, like the worst thing for you as a driver, I think, is the further back you are on the grid, especially in a wet race, the more chances you have of a disaster literally striking you, even if you're being super, super cautious.
You're in the middle, so there's cars everywhere.
You're literally in the middle of everything. You have zero visibility, if that much. So it's just, it's a disaster waiting to happen. So if you're lucky, you get away. But if you're not lucky, look at Carlos Sainz. You don't get away.
My poor Carlitos. Anyway, congrats Verstappen, I guess. We don't like you much, but... we have to recognize. No. We have to recognize how good of a driver he is, and it was very, very well deserved. They absolutely dominated this year, and you can see now if it's not Verstappen, it's Perez winning. Red Bull is always on top. So clearly they were better than anybody else this year. So nothing to say there. Except a huge congratulations to Max. Yeah.
Well done.
And I guess he had a fantastic dinner after.
You better have.
I just loved that, he was world champion on Sunday, and then Monday, the results of the budget cap review came out, and it was just catering and food all over the Twitter. It's like it was so funny. Like I had such fun going through the F1 Twitter that night. Oh my god.
I mean, that is a good reason to break the budget cap, is to celebrate the World Championship.
I don't know how many Portuguese there are on the team, but I would say there's many, because we're
everywhere
so much that I am sure there's a lot of Portuguese there. I am sure. No, I'm kidding. But the results came out. No penalty though. We don't know what will happen.
Yeah, the outcome. Yeah.
So we are still waiting on that, and we have no idea, I think, when we will know further.
I think what they're actually trying to do is assess the best way to give the penalties, as to not put any driver's championship at risk at the moment, because it's very easy. If they try to penalize him for last year, it's very easy for him to lose the World Drivers' Championship, and it goes to Hamilton. Very, very easy. So I think they're thinking on the best way to actually approach this and how to be punitive, but without being damaging in a way.
But
So
I
basically,
know,
how to fucking make Red Bull get away with it.
yeah. See, the thing is, I heard also that, of course, Toto Wolff wants the penalty to be applied last year, but Mattia wants the penalty to be applied next year. Not this year, next year. Because, this year doesn't matter.
Yeah, this year is
It
done.
would have to be a huge penalty. But
It makes sense. To be honest, to me, it makes sense for it to be on the year that it was committed. So last year.
to me too.
I understand why Toto wants it last year. It's very easy why Toto wants it last year, but I don't really understand Matthias' point of it being next year.
I guess because last year is done.
Unless you're talking about research and development penalties.
Yeah, the problem is they said
That
catering.
makes
Well,
sense.
come on. That is not true.
Yeah, well,
That is so not true. I am looking for a Twitter. I think it was from Rich Energy, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God.
That remember them, right? They sponsored
Yeah.
Haas for like
Haas.
a while.
a while, 3 days. A while, 3 days.
So yeah, they tweeted on 6 days ago. An easy decision for the FIA now. It is imperative that the integrity of the great sport of Formula One is maintained. Congratulations, Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes, on a well-deserved world title in 2021. So I didn't see this, and suddenly I was reading like Daily News or Daily Mirror and The Independent. They're like, oh, people are congratulating Lewis Hamilton. Like, where? What happened? Why? What do they know that we don't know? And then it was just basically this tweet. Yeah. So I agree with you. I think for the truth of the sport, it should be on the year that they did it, and that was last year, right? So I don't know. But they have to have a severe penalty. Otherwise, people will just... the teams will just go and break the budget
if they did
cap.
this, if they did this and got away with it, with just paying a fine, then we'll just do the same. And like for teams like Mercedes and Ferrari, where they actually have a lot of money to spend on that, they would rather just pay the fine than say, oh, you know what? Well, Red Bull did it, so we can do it as well.
Yeah, and then what will you do? Like, if you just gave them a fine, can you do something? Like, no, of course not. So, and Toto is a financial sort of guy. He would find a way to not spend too much as well. I'm sure,
Yeah, he would get around the problem. He's a smart guy.
He's a very smart guy. So, yeah. Anyway, we also had 2 announcements, right? So we have Nick de Vries to AlphaTauri to replace Gasly in Alpine.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Oh, Gasly and Ocon, yeah. But you know what I've heard?
A very French team.
Apparently, Nico Hülkenberg is about to sign for Haas, and Nico and K-Mag? No, I don't know. It's going to be very good for Netflix next year again. But it's going to be Alpine or Haas. I don't know what's going to be worse, but a lot of management will have to go around it, like a lot.
So we're still missing a seat at Williams as well, right?
So potentially Logan, potentially Mick Schumacher.
So that's still an empty seat, and with 4 races to go till the end of the year?
Yep.
Damn, that's gonna go back quick. Like they're actually delaying a lot of the drivers this year. A lot of the drivers.
I think there was a lot of pending because AlphaTauri was waiting to secure a driver so they could release. My cats are killing each other right now. They could release Gasly, so that's why it took so long. And I think Daniel Ricciardo as well. He said he won't be driving next year, which breaks my heart.
Confidence. I like his confidence saying, "See you in 2024." Like, whose team though?
Yeah, I don't get it. What's better in 2024 than it is this year? Because you won't go to Ferrari, you won't go to Mercedes, and you won't go to Red Bull. We know this for a fact. You just left McLaren. You won't go to Alpine also. So
yeah, you've literally just burned through the 5 top teams. So you either take a seat on Haas or Williams, which I understand.
Which you could have done this year. Yeah.
Yeah. At least to stay in the race.
Yeah. I think that reserve seat at Mercedes is still a possibility. And I think it would be good for him at least to be around it. But I don't get which seat he's thinking for 2024.
I don't know either, but I guess he's got plans.
Because it won't be Perez for sure. I don't see Red Bull taking him back anyway.
No.
So I don't know. Of course, it's just us outside speculating. I'm sure they have a lot more information than we do.
Yeah, of course they do.
But I don't know. Let's see. I do hope he'll stay around because, I mean, he's easy on the eye.
just easy on the eye. Yeah? Not a good driver.
I mean, that as well, of course, but come on. We have to prioritize things, right?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're being ridiculous now.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, I think that was what's
also
been going on.
You are forgetting something super important.
Am I?
Yeah. What happened at the Japanese GP that it's so important that it's actually related to the name that we have. Took you a while to get there.
Was it Japanese, right? Not in the Singapore. Was the Japanese?
No, Japanese.
Yeah, I'm getting confused with both of them because I didn't watch any of it. Latifi went the wrong way. Yes.
Latifi went the wrong way.
And then he pretended he was the car's fault. The car is fine. Yeah. It's like me when I go the wrong way. Yeah, the car is fine. Yeah, we know the car is fine. It's not the car, it's you, idiot. No, but to be fair.
He tried to play it. Oh my god, the way he tried to play it. God. It's so funny.
Oh, I just got an amazing message from my boss. Okay, this is funny. Because there's a conference in Morocco next year in May. And I just texted in the group saying, I guess we have a good excuse to go to Morocco. And she said, yes, we will go. I guess I'll be going to Morocco next year. Cool, that's nice. Which race happens that weekend though?
In May? It's
End of May.
It's a busy weekend.
End of May.
Let me just check.
So,
End
conference.
You have Emilia Romagna, you have Monaco. 21st or 28th?
31st of May to 2nd of June.
Ah, so you don't get anything.
Perfect, okay.
Because Monaco is on the 28th of May.
Okay, yeah, I'm not going to Monaco anyway. Like, my budget does not allow me to go to Monaco. Unless somebody would like to invite us to go to Monaco, then we could go to Monaco. But no, but definitely we must do preseason and first race in Bahrain, and hopefully Jeddah as well.
Jesus, those are big plans.
It's a big month. Oh, by the way, Saudi wants to host the second race, apparently.
Huh?
Like, why? Why not Saudi? Huh? Like, I know it's near me, but please.
But no.
Please, there's enough on the Middle East already. Like, there's 4 races in the Middle East.
Next year, yeah, we don't need another one.
We don't need another one, and we don't need another one in Saudi for sure. Like, no. Bring back the traditional European races, or go to Portugal, please.
Like, there's Turkey as well. There's like the race in India, which they haven't gone for such a long time.
Yes.
Like, there's so many cool tracks out there.
Africa.
Like, don't.
Even the drivers are like, we should race in Africa.
Yeah, let's go to South Africa again.
There's so many places. There's 3 races in America. There are 4 races on the Middle East. Like, enough. Let's diversify it. You know.
And it's for a European sport. It's very interesting to see the shape that the sport is taken.
They know where the money is. The money is, of course, not there anymore.
The Europeans won't pay for it.
Yeah. So
the Europeans will definitely not pay to host it. But you can't take the race away from the Europeans, because that means you lose just about everything.
Your main audience is still in Europe, regardless.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you go to the races here and you see the type of people attending, you know? It's not the locals. Yeah. It's the European people that have flew just to watch the race. Same in Baku, when we went to Baku. It's mainly the European crowd. So it feels like they're taking away the sport out of there a little bit.
Yeah, they are.
Just because of the money. Although I must say, I absolutely love Jeddah, because it's such a dangerous track, but funny track. And I don't mind, like, I think 4 races is fine. Again, maybe Qatar, I don't know, it only happened once. We'll have to see how it goes from next year onwards. But Bahrain is such a good track. Drivers love it here also. Abu Dhabi is Abu Dhabi, and I guess it will stay on the calendar for many, many years. But I don't see the need to have another race in Saudi at all.
Like, why Saudi again?
Money.
Jeddah.
Cash is king. Yep. Remember wise words from Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, that's just not going to go down swell with everybody around. So,
but going back to Latifi, so Latifi, thank you so much for existing. And
thank you so much for giving us a chance to say that you went the wrong way.
Latifi went the wrong way. He gave like a purpose to our name. I feel it now, even more than ever. We should do some designs with him going the wrong way.
For sure. Oh, that sounds like nice merchandise coming up. I like that.
I think we could change our name to The Car Is Fine as well. It has the same meaning. The car's fine. Yes, we know.
Yeah, we can see that. We can also see that you turned a little bit too early.
Oh, it's so funny. I would totally do that, though. So I cannot blame him at all.
You're not an F1 driver that is meant to know the track.
No, but you see, people are just disoriented, regardless of...
So you shouldn't be an F1 driver, then?
See, I didn't get lost when we went karting. Although I did, there was a part that I was kind of like, I'm not sure, but I was on the right way. Yeah.
Yeah, you always went the right way. Fred was the only one that lost his way.
Your husband is something else.
Yeah, he is, but he still managed to win even by spinning off.
Of course. I'm just gonna get myself a drink next time when we go karting. It will be my birthday anyway, so...
For sure. Yeah, I like that.
Because I'll be chilling anyway at the back of the grid. I'm such a Latifi driver, just slow, going the wrong way. Yeah, I've embraced it.
It is who I am.
It is who I am. Austin.
Ooh, Austin. That's going to be a fun race to watch. Going back to Kota.
I have no expectations again. I haven't read anything much this week as well about what's going on, apart from the fact that it's Charles' birthday today. That's all over Instagram.
Happy birthday to Charles.
We love you, Charles, but we like Carlos more.
Yeah, Carlos Sainz is. Yeah.
Carlos Sainz. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we love you, Charles. Katarina, not this Katarina. Katarina, the other one. By the way, they have to join us at some point on the podcast.
Please, yeah. We could do that with
she's
Jodie
sick,
and Jordan.
but yes. Oh yeah. I don't think we're going to be able to record in Jordan though. We might need to do it when we come back.
We will find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way.
When there's a will, there's a way. I mean, we can do that in the desert. That would be fun.
Yeah.
But
I guess in the igloos, for sure. We're
it
watching
will be
the
such a fun trip.
Watching the race, and then it'll be great. I'm really excited for Jordan.
And
for the Austin GP, where everybody still wants to see Vettel getting a podium, but
yeah, very unlikely. Although, wow, that finishing that he had with Alonso on the Japanese Grand Prix.
Oh, you don't have a conspiracy for that?
No, I do not. Should I?
The conspiracy for that was that Alonso was trying to see if his future team has a race-winning car.
Poor thing.
Oh my God! Why is Alonso still racing though?
I don't know. Look, he's been doing pretty good, to be fair, but I don't see Aston Martin beating Alpine. I do not.
No, absolutely not.
So, they always talk about the project, and then he moved because they presented it in a way that convinced him. But I mean
money?
Didn't Renault also presented a very good project to Daniel Ricciardo, and then it is what it is? I mean,
no, but apparently it's kind of known that Renault Alpine have a severe management issue. That's why he left Renault at the time to go to McLaren. Because also it was very nice for him to say, oh, McLaren is third on the Constructors' Championship, so I'm just going to make the move. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. So far, Daniel Ricciardo has not made the best decisions career-wise. I understand why he made them, but at the same time, I think it was well known that they would end up in disaster.
I guess, look, once you're in a Red Bull seat,
you know you're not going to be driver number one.
Yeah, but there's not much more to look forward to, I guess. What's better than that? Mercedes? I don't think he has the profile for Mercedes.
No. I don't think so either.
Ferrari, they weren't better than Red Bull. They are not better than Red Bull at this stage. So I don't know. Plus, there was the whole issue with the Renault engine that Christian Horner kind of said no more. So now, Daniel, look, we have a new engine, and then he went to the team. I don't know. It was anyway. It's in the past, but
it was a bit of a disaster. Yeah.
Again, he never made a right decision in the past few years. And now he's paying for it, I guess. But it's a risk. Look, imagine that he left Renault, he went to McLaren, and suddenly, they had an amazing car and they were winning races. Then they would be like, oh, yeah, well played, Daniel, well played. It just didn't happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't as lucky as Carlos Sainz, I guess.
Carlitos, no, he was the one. I mean, and he was kicked out of Renault because of Daniel, remember? And he got himself a seat in McLaren. They were better than Renault, and then he got himself a seat in Ferrari once they said no more to Vettel. So yeah.
Yeah.
And Ferrari has its issues, but they're better than
but
McLaren.
It's still a better, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, we're looking forward to the Austin Grand Prix. We'll be wearing our cowboy hats or not.
No, I think we're going to be wearing
But we'll be in the desert.
wearing a football jersey from Portugal.
Yeah, we're not going to publish this before the wedding. We're not supposed to say this, remember?
I don't think she's going to listen to this until then.
I hope she doesn't. Because she was asking me, what are you wearing for the wedding? I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. And then she was like, are you wearing this? I'm like, no, George picked what we're wearing. And then she's like, oh. Like, yeah, you're never going to guess.
No, you're never going to guess.
Anyway.
Unless you hear this before then.
I think it's time to rest.
Yeah, and process what's going on.
It's been a long day without you, my friend.
Who's dying? Who's
Nobody.
dying?
But it has been a really long day.
Don't do this to me.
No, I do not. Anyway, toodles. Take care until next week.
Toodaloo. Stay safe.
Stay toxic.